It's been a while that this situation happened to me, but I decided to record a video right now just to keep it alive for the rest of my life. So it's like the only time so far like up until now, um, uh, I had like the most supernatural experience that I have ever had in my whole life. Happened in 2011. It was an event that really was memorized in my life. So it's like really remarkable. Was a real remarkable moment. So the whole situation was I was in the house of my grandparents in Curitiba. So basically like in this house, like the street outside of the street, like we didn't have asphalt. So basically like it was a bumpy street. We had some yeah, the it was a the street was like a made of earth. And the back in the day, like it was more isolated. I came back in this year there in March. We have more houses now when compared to back in the day, but back in the day it was more isolated. Basically on the first floor of my house, my grandparents, like my grandpa, he liked to have a lot of animals. He had I was used to say that on the first floor of the house, it was like a zoo because my grandpa, he had birds, he had fish. We had like a pool, but only for fish. I remember that I would be standing on the curb of the pool, and I would be seeing the fish. I would feed the fish, and yeah. So basically, like we had the animals. I remember that we have a like of the ground of the street of the ground of the house was steep. So basically, like the upper level was the entrance of the house, and when you start to go more further, like in the back of the house, the street starts to get the ground starts to get more lower. And he had hens. He had what else did he had? Roosters, chickens, chicks, dogs, cats. So yeah, many animals. Toros, even toros. Yeah, that was very impressive. That's why I was just to say that the house looked like a zoo. And on the second floor, we have the house. So nowadays, the house was divided between my two uncles. But back in the day, like in 2011, the house was only my grandpa. The situation was really impressive because in the house on the second floor, it was at night. So basically, like this house is scary because when you are in an isolated place, usually you will get scared. It is very usual. So it's like if you are in an isolated place, like you will start to feel more isolated. And it was only me, my grandma, and my brother. So basically, I remember the geography of the house. I remember that my grandpa, he had a computer, and the thing that the operation system of the computer was Windows Vista. So we didn't have internet, but like I would be like using the computer without internet. So yeah, like seeing back in the day, like internet access was like really hard to get access to it. But I'm still remembering when I remember that in reality, like when you are in the front of the house, when you are in the street and you are in front of the house, we have two gates. The first gate is the gate of the garage, and the second gate is a gate that gives you access to the aisle. We have an aisle, so basically, like we have more than one aisle in the house actually. But if you are outside, if you open the gate of the garage, basically like you will see the animals. That's a part of the animals. But when you go to the gate, like the door, that was like would be the door because it would be for people. The door is smaller, I mean, is thinner and smaller. So but like when you go to the door for people, I remember you open the door, you have to turn a little bit to the right, and then you turn to the left, and you go straight. When you go straight, you will find the steps, and then if you see the first left on the left side, you will see the door that gives access to the house on the second floor. If you keep going straight, you will see a sink. And then like if you turn to the left after you saw the sink, you will we have more steps, and these steps actually will give you access to the back of the house. So in that part, oh yeah, and I remember like my grandpa, he had rabbits, even rabbits. So yeah. And but going back to the steps, like the first steps, like you open the door, touch to the right, then you turn to the left to go straight. If you look to the right, you can see the yard of the neighbor. You can see the property of the neighbor because it was an open air property. I was in the living room, so basically like it was at night. I was in the living room with my brother. He was sitting next to me. I was watching television. So basically, I remember the geography of the house. So basically, like when you open the door of the house on the second floor, if you go straight and then you turn to the right, to the second right, because like we have the first right, which is the chicken. But if you go straight and turn to the second right, you will see the restroom, the door of the restroom. But if you are in the aisle and turn to the first right, you will see the kitchen. If you go if you are in the aisle and go first to the left side, you go to the living room. Or if you are in the aisle, you turn to the left, but you also like turn very quickly to the right, you will see the room. So basically, like I was in the living room with my brother, and I remember that I was watching Rodrigo Faro. So basically, like I was watching his TV show, The Best of Brazil. That's the name of the TV show. And my grandmother, she came up to me and she told me that she would go to the restroom to take a shower. She went inside the restroom, and the only way to get inside the restroom is by the door, and the only way to leave the restroom is by the same door. The thing is, by the geography of the house, while I was sitting on the couch, I could see the door of the restroom. So if someone tried to open the door, I would definitely see that someone was trying to open the door, and I can see if someone was trying to closing or opening. I can see it at any moment. So my grandmother, she went inside the restroom. I was watching television, and then like something supernatural happened. It changed my whole like perception of things. While my grandmother, she was inside the room. Inside the restroom. Sorry, she was inside the restroom. I was watching television. Behind the television, we have a wall, and behind this wall, we have the aisle that gives access to the house. Basically, like in the aisle that gives access to the house, my grandmother, she appeared behind the wall, and like her body, her core was behind the wall, but her face was appearing because she was spying me. So half of her body was on the back of the wall. So it's like she appeared behind the wall. She started to stare at me. She was not angry, but she was serious, and she was definitely staring at me. When I saw her, like from the distance of the couch to the aisle, it would be 3 meters of distance. I froze. Like my whole heart, like my world just crumbled. Like it just crumbled. So basically, like I started my heart started to beat fast. I could not believe what was happening because while at the same time that my grandmother was in the restroom, she appeared behind the wall, and like she stared at me for 6 7 seconds. I was frozen. I was absolutely scared, and then she disappeared behind the wall. I was like I could not believe what was happening. So after like 5 6 seconds, I don't remember exactly the amount of time that it took, but then she appeared again behind the wall, spying me from behind the wall. So basically, like she was staring at me again, and I was like, no, it's not possible. It's not possible. It's not possible. She's appearing again. After like she appeared for a second time. I don't remember she appeared for a third, fourth time, but I know that it appeared for more than one time. So that's why I'm recording this because I don't want to lose this story. So I just want to let it here on YouTube. Remark to here on YouTube. She appeared for the second time, and then she disappeared behind the wall. And then my grandmother that was inside the restroom, she opened the door, and I could finally see her leaving the restroom. So my grandmother left the restroom. She came up to me and I started to say, Grandma, you would not believe why you were inside the restroom. You appeared behind the wall. So basically, my grandmother, she didn't believe me. So basically, she started to say that I was crazy. She did not believe in me, but my whole family believes in me. The other situation was in the last year, 2005. I was walking my dog outside, and then I was just thinking, what would happen? What would have happened? Like if I decided to get up from the couch and start to walk towards her behind the wall. Would she catch me, go grab my arm, start to do something? Would I be able to touch her? Because when I saw her behind the wall, I could definitely see her. It was definitely her. I didn't have any doubts about it. So basically, I was 100% sure that she was behind the wall. So it was a situation that was really impressive. And then because of that, I'm always taking care of my mental health. I'm always taking care of me because I know that these things exist. I have to be prepared, and also I'm always taking care of my my mental health. Also, another situation that was really scary was in the last year in October of 2025, and I was with my ex-girlfriend Kayla. I remember the day she had to go to a trip. She had to go on a trip, a church trip, I think. Yeah, on a church trip. She was on the church trip, and then I started to feel that I was, well, I would lose her. I would lose her. I would lose her. I was really scared about it, so I was really scared. And I started to, once I started to realize that after 1 day, 2 days, I started to realize that the sadness, the sorrow that I was feeling was not going away. And then I started to sink in. And then yeah, so it's it dawned on me that I was going to depression. I was about to have depression because the last time that I had depression was in 2018. The problem was intrusive thoughts. In 2017, I definitely had depression, but I was definitely scared of having depression again because the last time that I had depression, it was years ago, and then I would be having it again, so which would be horrible. So, and I started to feel that I was absolutely scared. I remember that I would be walking my dog outside in the condominium, and I would oh no, I cannot believe I'm about to have it again. And but fortunately, I could get rid of it. So, but I almost had it. I almost had depression. So it was something. It was a real close call. It was a real close call. Definitely, I was in danger. It could have happened to me. So, but fortunately, I am free.